Morning, gang. It's Sunday, the 14th of April 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Nice and early bird this morning. I woke up at 7:30. It's not like I went to bed early. No, I mean, I got in from work last night. It was all right. It was a bit quiet at work last night. And I got in, I suppose, about 1:15 in the morning. Done some dinner, watched another episode of Pose, which I'm enjoying at the moment on the BBC iPlayer, BBC Three, which it's like a brand, isn't it, BBC Three? So I watched that on the iPlayer, and I suppose I went to bed about 2:15, 2:30, wake again at 7:30. It's probably because the sun is streaming in through it's beautiful out there again. Is there any clouds in the sky? There's no clouds in the sky. Oh, there's two. How rude. There's two pigeons. I don't think you can see this. Just a minute. Let me see. Where's that positioned? Ooh, maybe let's see if I can turn that. No, can you see that? No, you can't see it, can you? There's two. How rude! There's two pigeons doing it on a branch out there. It's disgusting. I don't go out on branches and do it in front of everyone. How rude! Stop it! Oh, it's over. Is it over? It's over. Well, it lasted all of about 5 seconds. I'm glad I'm not a pigeon. How awful seeing that thing first in the morning, dear. It's like these people that lean over towards you and want to kiss or a little bit more in the morning. Aren't they disgusting? Oh, the breath. I said that to you last week, didn't I? The breath on people in the morning is disgusting. Dear me. I try and keep a wide angle away from anyone first time in the morning. Thank you very much. So the sun's out. It's a beautiful day. Maybe that's what woke me up this morning. I don't know. I see quite a few people are already up this morning. Shania's up nice and early. Good morning, Shania. She sent me a little video of her testing out the radio microphone in church yesterday afternoon with her father singing. And he was completely, not father as in priest, her dad singing. And completely out of tune. I don't know what key he was singing in. It's amazing how some people can sing so badly out of tune, and your dad is definitely one of them, dear. God, so maybe a little bit of backing music next time. If I ever come to the Isle of Wight, I'll come and play your instrument organ for you. There you go. There's an offer you can't refuse, Shania. You can book me in because I know Shania is one of the important people at church, boys. It's very important. She hasn't got a clipboard, but she does walk around the church with a certain air of authority, don't you? You're one of the very important people at church. Me, just a lonely character, a lowly old character who, comes in and out very quietly. No one really notices him till he goes up the stairs and whacks out the organ. It's my turn this morning. I shall be leaving here around about 10 to 10 to get down to the church and play the organ this morning. Good morning, Shania. Hello to, thank you for your kind wishes there, Shania. Good morning to Katie Ann Patterson, John Mr. Pinkerton, the final countdown. Ba-da-da-da. That one, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. I like that song. Europe, isn't it? Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, it's a great song. Morning to Will Peters over on YouTube. Good morning, Will. John and Mr. Pinkerton is in Queensland, of course. John says, I always feel like I'm in an elevator listening to this music. Do you know what, John? Often people say it's like elevator music. I don't think I've ever been in a lift where there's music. I can't remember. We often refer to certain types of music, don't we, as, it's elevator music. I don't think I've ever heard music in an elevator. Honestly, certainly not in the council blocks in London. They just seem to use the lifts as toilets. Anyone been in one of those awful council lifts in London? And they stink of wee, don't they? How awful. Why would you go in a lift and go to the wees? Disgusting people. Morning to Joseph McDonald, who's on vacation in Espagna. La 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 da 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 da. El Viva España. So is it what's the time there? Is it 8:45 or are you different sort of hours in Spain? Not sure where you are there. Good morning to Adrian Richardson, who tested me Friday, Bossinghouse. He tested me. You may remember on Friday's show, he said it was his birthday, and am I going to get a cake? He tested me out. Well, I checked out. It's not his birthday at all. Just wanted me to look stupid bringing in a cake for him, which I didn't do. You know, and when it comes to your birthday now, Adrian, to punish you, you won't be getting a cake. I'll teach you to muck around with me like that, my dear. Outrageous. No cake for Adrian on his birthday. I shall not get a cake on your... That's your own fault for trying to make me look silly, dear. Outrageous. Good morning, Adrian. Diane Jeb. Good morning, lovely Diane. Katie went down to the Gold Coast. Zoe and I went to see Dumbo. Is that out now? The Walt Disney Dumbo. Have I missed that? That must have passed me by. I didn't notice Dumbo was on. I want to see that. The Walt Disney live action version of Dumbo. I think they do their cartoon films as live action. I think they do it very well. My nephew doesn't like it. The 22-year-old Jimmy, he doesn't like it when they make live versions of the cartoons. It was a bit odd, really, isn't it? Anyway, there we are. Good morning to Robert Dexter. Today is the same day Titanic hit the iceberg. 107 years ago. Gosh. Morning, Sheriffs. And you were there at the time, weren't you, Robert, by the looks of you? Ship ahoy! All those people. Terrible, really. Real opulence in those days, wasn't it? Everything was done properly. You know, I mean, even nowadays, when you go on like a club class on British Airways, everything plastic. No, not in those days. Wood and beautiful glass and metals all coming together to give it a real feel of poshness, isn't it? Lovely, lovely. Shania says her dad's offended. Well, get him... Oh, the television's come on next door. Can you just hang on a minute? I've got to turn that off. That's what I use, an alarm, you see. Just a minute. That's the BBC News channel. I wake up to that in the morning, you see. There they are, all sitting around there in suits talking politics. Not for me. Give me a Tom and Jerry cartoon any time in the morning. Thank you very much. Oh, dear. Who are you quiet? I have to question that. No, don't know what that means. Who are you quiet? Quiet. Good morning to Danger Khan. Good morning, Danger. Shania, we could have done with you last night. We didn't have an organ. Why is that? Although someone very kindly played the guitar, which was nice. No, I'm not a fan of guitars in churches. I'm sorry. You know, a lot of churches, you know, 3 nuns walk in with a guitar and a tambourine. Doesn't do it for me. No, it's got to be. You can have a guitar in addition, or strings, and I'd love a little band up there. You know, a couple of strings, perhaps a clarinet. I said this to you, didn't I, on our little private message yesterday? A little clarinet, perhaps an oboe, a cello, dum 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 dum, one of those, dum 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 dum, one of those. A flute. We have a couple of flutes. Maybe a tambourine and some timpani drums. Timpani drums, they're the ones where you get the drum rolls. And there's 3 of them usually. They play different notes, all 4. Dun, dun, dun. And you retune them. I used to play those at school. Yeah. Our church for the school was the Brompton Oratory. And it was a 45-minute walk from the church. And on holy days, we used to walk all the way from the school to the church. Yeah, in the morning or in the afternoon. I think it might have been in the afternoon. No, it was in the morning. We used to start class, and then the entire school, all 1,000 of us, would walk through streets of Fulham and Chelsea, and Knightsbridge and Kensington to get to the church. Yeah. And we had a band upstairs actually. And they took my drums as well. Obviously, I couldn't do it myself. They'd go in a van and they'd be taken up the stairs to the bit where the organ is, and we'd play as a band up there. I'd love to do that again. I'd hear my own little band there, all playing together. But I don't know about musical instruments. Don't certain instruments play in different keys, if you see what I mean? Doesn't the music have to be written in a different key depending on the instrument that you're playing? I think it does. Yeah, not sure about that. Adrian says, I don't need to make you look silly. I think I just said I wanted a cake. You took it the wrong way. I'm offended. I'm so offended that I'll have to go to the gym. Well, have you actually started going yet? Because I'm failing to see any improvements to your physique, to be honest. You know, here I am getting fatter and fatter by the minute. I haven't weighed myself for about a week. I should do that, really, shouldn't I? Oh, I've hit the ice cream again, haven't I? Oh, dear. I've had several portions this week, I have. Morning to Adam. Hello to Adam. Do a shout out to my missus in New Zealand. Good morning to Adam's missus in New Zealand. I hope you're enjoying the show there. And good morning to the lovely Courtney, who I haven't seen for some time as well. Morning to you, Courtney. Well, a strange thing happened last night, actually, or yesterday afternoon. There was a knock on the door. And I went to didn't ring the doorbell for some reason. Knock on the door, so I went round the side and opened up the door. Oops, sorry, a little noise there. That's the camera outside being set off by a cat. I've got 3 cats that visit my garden. They don't like to be stroked. Okay, they won't let you go near them, but they visit the garden on regular occasions, several times a day, on their patrol, looking for enemy cats in the area. There's a beautiful black one, jet black it is, and a ginger one as well, but they don't seem to want to be touched or coerced towards me. Perhaps they think I'm going to eat them. I wonder what cats think. They're always patrolling around their very large areas, aren't they? And these two often visit the garden, but they set the camera off, which is what that noise is whenever you hear it. So either that or someone walking past, but no one really walks past here anyway, because I'm at the end, and after me is trees and bushes. You know, you can't walk past my house to go somewhere. It stops here, which I quite like, to be honest. Yeah, I don't like people around all the time. Do you? I like it, like to be on my own. Don't like people around all the time. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. Joining us there. And Michael Lawrence is in the house. Good morning, young Michael. Anyway, so there's a knock at the door. And I went to the door, and there's a lad standing there, about 30 years old. I thought he could do with a good haircut. It was quite nice looking. He said, hello, mate, I'm the fishman. I said, you are? He said, I'm the fishman. I said, well, what's one of that, then? What's one of those then? And he said, oh, everyone says that. He said, I sell fish and stuff. I've got a van outside, all frozen fish and bits and pieces. Do you want to come and have a look? And I said, well, I'll be no good to you. I'm afraid I'm a vegetarian. He said, do you know what? I knew that. This is lads talking to me. He said, now, normally, people at that point would just walk away. Or as soon as they know that you can't sell them something, they walk away. Generally, if someone knocks on my door and says, good morning, mate, I just wanted to talk about your gas bill. No, I said, not interested, and close the door. I don't entertain them at all. But I was talking to him because he'd come back with some amusements, if you see what I mean. And he said, oh, they all say that. And I said, well, I'm a vegetarian. He said, do you know what? I knew that straight away as soon as you opened the door. I said, well, how do you know that then? He said, vegetarians tend to be happy and friendly. I said, is that right? He said, yeah, absolutely. He said, I knew as soon as you opened that door, you was a vegetarian. He said, how long? I said, about 6 or 7 years now. He said, can I ask why? I said, yeah, I watched a couple of YouTube videos about factory farming. I said, and that's it. I stopped there and then. There wasn't any rundown after watching that. Literally, I watched a video, stopped eating dead animals. End of. You call it meat if you want. It's a dead animal. I keep telling you that. Dead. You sit there and, when you're with a bunch of people, you don't really want to say, yeah, I eat dead animals in bits of bread, do you? Well, you just had a burger? Same thing. They call it a burger. It's a dead animal in 2 bits of bread. I mean, I can't paint it any easier or any more obvious than that. It's a dead animal in 2 bits of bread. And I said, I watch these factory farming videos about how the animals are treated, and even when they're well treated, at the end of the day, they got to have a bloody bullet in their head for you to eat them. I said, no, turn me off straight away. And he says, like, good on you. I had this little bit of a conversation going to him. I thought, hang on a minute, I think he's chatting me up here. I'm sure he was chatting me up. The fishman. Very nice chap, although he had this like Beatles haircut. Does anyone else have one of those people knock on the door? Like a fishman or something like that? I've never ever had someone knock here and say, hello, I'm the fishman. And he weren't like you would expect him to be. If I said to you he's a fishman, you'd think of someone with a dirty, long, great beard who smelt a bit, wouldn't you? He weren't like that at all. It was just like a young lad. Perhaps it was a new business. I don't know. He was about 28, 30 years old, I suppose, somewhere around that age. And I said, well, good luck with your business. And he said, oh, thanks a lot, mate. And then he went to my neighbour next door. And I sent my neighbour a text. I said, do you know what? I think that lad was trying to chat me up. And my neighbour sent me a text back saying, oh, you should see what he's got in his little van. Perhaps I missed an opportunity then. You know, I got home from last night. I thought, I wonder if he's posted a little card in the door with his phone number on it. Nope, nothing. Oh, well, never mind. Good morning to Mark Jones. Hello, Mark. Mary is in the house. Non-Irish Mary from Ireland. Good morning, Mary. I might try you again a little bit later if you're around, Mary, on the odd phone, sort of just after church, about 12:30, while I'm in the car on the way home. If you're around. If you're not, that's okay as well, darling. Good morning, Mary. Mark Jones got one of those Sims from 3 for only £20. How's it going with that? All right. I'm on a 3 contracts, mobile phone, and also this broadband. I don't know if you know, Mark, but the show to you today is coming over 3G broadband on the 3 MiFi, which costs me £22 a month. Okay, I've been testing that out all last week, and it's still on at the moment, with great success, to be honest. I have had, I can't lie, it hasn't been all fantastic. There was some buffering on a program, Pose, that program I'm watching on the iPlayer. I had some buffering on Friday night when I got in from work. Yeah, Friday night I watched an episode of Pose, and I watched about 45 minutes of it, and then it started buffering. Okay? And it just kept, every few minutes it would stop and buffer, which I found really annoying. But then again, I put it on Saturday morning. Yesterday afternoon after work. And again, I watched about 40, 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so. 10 minutes before the end, it started buffering again. Okay. But last night I came in from work and watched another episode. So I'm up to episode 6 now. And I watched the whole show with no problems at all. So I'm going to assume it was something to do with maintenance. Because I've been very, very happy with the way the whole 3, that's the name of the network, 4G router works. I don't know if you've seen it. That's a picture of it, and it's simply a box. You plug it in, connect wirelessly to it. It's got one Ethernet cable thing in the back, which I've now put in the computer that you're watching this show. The broadcast computer now is plugged straight into the back of the phone, into the Wi-Fi. But I have to say, we've done four or five shows now with absolutely no problems whatsoever. There's a little screen in front of me, and it tells me there's a little green light in the corner, and if that starts going yellow, there's a bit of an issue. If it goes red, I've been cut off. Also next to that, there's a few numbers, dropped frames. Now, if that dropped frame starts going up, then something's gone slightly wrong, which may not necessarily be the connection anyway. It might be something else, but that's reading 0. So if you do a whole show, which is normally the case here in Bracknell, if the whole show, by the end of the show, it says dropped frames 0, then you know nothing went wrong at all. And I've been very happy with that 4G Wi-Fi. For the sake of saving 30 odd quid a month, remember I'm paying £53 to Virgin Media. This is £22 a month. I don't mind putting up with a bit of buffering here and there, as long as it doesn't affect the shows. Because I wouldn't want it to affect the sort of quality of what you're seeing at that end, you see. Good. Let's have a look. Sarah, maybe the fishman fancied a bit of meat. Oh, Sarah. Naughty Sarah. Not at this time of the morning, Sarah, dear. Not before church. I feel guilty. Mary's quite right. It'll be a long mass today. Yeah, we've got the Passion today. That's about 15 to 20 minutes long. Various people will be reading that out this morning. I haven't been asked. To read. That's where it goes, I suppose. Thank you. Mark says, I did mention I know someone who was on it, me, and you was happy, so I want one. What, a 4G router? Just see how your phone goes first. See how it goes with your phone on the 3 SIM in there. If you've got a 4G, 4 or 5 bars, then I'd say yes. Go for it. And I think you get so much time to test it out before you go back. If it doesn't work the way you want it to do, I think possibly within 12 days or something like that, then you would take it back. But if you want to try it, go order one online. And then you've got that added thing. If you buy something online, you can send it back. Okay, there might be a little bit of a charge for the data that you've used, but it would be worth doing that. So go around and check how much signal you've got in the house. If you've got a good 4G signal, then I'd say try it out. Then go for it, and you might save yourself a little thing. One of his apps doesn't work. Oh, you might. I know why that is. Yeah, that's because you've got the child. What do you call it? The child. Adult content. That's it. Dating apps won't work with it. You've got to turn the adult content off. And seriously, and it's not just adult content. It's like horror films as well, all sorts of things. Okay, you need to get that turned off. I think it's just a case of ringing them up. They might ask you for a credit card to prove your age. Give them the credit. They won't take any money off it. Tell them that, and they'll turn it off there and then for you. Okay? So just do that online. Just give them a ring, or you might be able to do it online. I can't remember that. All right. Good morning to Johnny Key. A very good morning to Johnny Key. Morning to you, sir. Sarah Lou Lace is in the house. Good morning, Sarah Lou Lace. They're doing dragging. Mary is. Don't you be dragging that cross, Mary. You can stand there. You can stand there on Good Friday with your hyssop stick and your piece of sponge and a little thing of vinegar. Fancy that, giving him some vinegar, dear. Not even wine. Outrageous. John, turn the adult content off, says John as well. You need to get that turned off, Mark. That's all that is. That's all it is. You'll notice if you try to watch any of those disgusting, filthy films that some people watch, that won't work either. You've got to turn that adult filter off. Okay, so that was my fishman who visited. Friday's karaoke was really good. Lots of new faces once again. We love new faces. It was James's birthday. James is particularly good looking. I think it was about 26. He's 31 years old and he's like 6 foot tall. So he was singing for us on Friday. He's not a regular. He comes sort of every 4 or 5 weeks, so nice to see him. They were going to start paying me by bank transfer on Friday because simply the pub isn't getting cash in anymore. Everyone seems to be paying with cards. And I said to the governor, we're starting the bank transfer thing today. He said, no, we'll do it next week because it hasn't been set up yet. So end of the night, I'm hanging around waiting for my wages, which I don't normally do because it wasn't ready. I don't know why it wasn't ready. But then the manager says, who was the assistant manager, come down and said, well, it's all set up. Oh, right, okay. Well, that's okay. Then we'll pay it straight in the bank. That's fine by me. And the general, excuse me, the general manager said, I don't think it is. Oh, right. Oh, well, I'll pay you cash then. Of course, then there's a delay then. She's gone upstairs to get it. And I hate hanging around at the end of the night. Yeah, always, wherever I've worked in my life, in the DJing or karaoke sort of world, always at the end of the night, I want to go. The job is done. I want to go out that door as quickly as possible. So I had to hang around for the wages for a little while because it wasn't ready. But they paid us in cash, so I went down the bank yesterday and paid that in. But I won't have to do that from next week because they're going to do it all by bank transfer, which I think I prefer it, to be honest. Yeah, that way you don't spend money that you haven't got. You know what I mean? Because it never comes out. Once it's in, it doesn't come out. Good morning to Ian Days. Good morning. John was watching the karaoke on Friday. Thank you, John. All right. Adrian took his donkey to church one day to work. He had to walk miles with it. That's right, John. He did sing a song from Sister Act. I will follow him wherever he may go. Was it that one he sang? No, I don't think it was. I'm sure it was another one like that. I wonder why don't they know? They should sing Sister Act songs at church, shouldn't they? And advertise them. Big picture of I can just see that down our local church later. Special star appearance today from Whoopi Goldberg. I like her. And last night, as I say, a bit quiet last night at work, but it was a good atmosphere. When it cold last night, I can't believe it. It was like 1 degree when I got out there. I didn't expect that this time in April. 1 degree it was outside. Someone said last night it had been snowing in London. I can't believe that. We didn't have any snow here. Snowing in London? No, I think they're lying. There's a few people posted up there. Might be one of those things where people post stupid things to see what reaction they get. Because you can't think of anything funny to say, dear. Sarah says if they did sing Sister Act songs in church, I'd go. Plus I should play... Oh, well, dare I play one of those? Dare I play one of those? Because sometimes I play little bits when there's quiet periods. I might improvise. I improvise quite a lot at the end and sort of doing something else. And I could play da 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 da. People would look up. I wonder what Father would say. John says, funny how I remember James. I was following him like the rest of the pub. Gospel Church, says John. Yeah, they're good. They're the ones with the tambourines and all that, aren't they? When I went to Barbados, 1999, it must be 20 years ago, 1999, 96, somewhere like that. On a Sunday, we went out walking, me and my mate Steve. And whenever you went past the church, there were people outside playing. There's like a lady in the most beautiful clothes. Oh, so bright and lovely. Women outside the church with tambourines welcoming people in. You know, and if they didn't like you, presumably they whack you over the head with one of them. Ian says his uncle said they had snow in Ipswich yesterday. Well, none of this was reported. It must have been very light. Like little dusting of snow or something like that. Good. Right, I've got a few stories for you today. Now, this one I've picked up from the Daily Mirror. And, you know, often I talk about people who have facial surgery and how awful a lot of it looks. I mean, it really did. And one thing I've noticed in particular is that the amount of ladies now, and some of the gay boys as well, the straight boys don't have this done, some of the gay boys as well, having their lips, shall we say, enhanced. And it just looks dreadful. In the Daily Mirror this morning, terrifying pictures show worrying trend of porn star lip fillers. I don't know why they say porn star. Presumably a lot of porn stars must have their lips done. I don't know, but they're women. And it says, these disturbing photos, and I've got one to show you in a minute. You'll die when you see this. It just looks so stupid. These disturbing photos capture women desperate to show off their new pouts, dubbed porn star lip fillers. It says here, both men and women have gone balmy for lip fillers in recent years. People have splashed out thousands on procedures to alter their mouths. You see, I don't go along with all this surgical enhancement stuff. People having breasts put in and bum implants and all. I think, you should not open yourself surgically, or if that's the correct word, unless you absolutely have to. I don't think they like doing it even in hospitals. They don't like to cut you open unless they absolutely have to. Because you get all sorts of diseases go in. It just happens. Photos have emerged which highlight sometimes when they don't go to plan. Some people have smothered their mouths in bright lipstick or shimmery lip gloss. And to complete the porn star look, some piled on the makeup and added huge false eyelashes. Now, are you ready for this? Good morning, Joanna. Hello, Joanna. Oh, Joanna, you missed me singing a little while ago. Oh, how unfortunate for you, darling. Are you ready for this? Right, here we are. There's one of them. What the hell does she look like? I mean, you see, the sad thing is, these people who have this done think they look good. That's the picture I'm looking at in front of me at the moment. A mum from Wrexham in North Wales said she was left looking like something out of a horror film and unable to eat or drink properly for days after getting lip fillers last year. We should have some more. There's another one there. I mean, look. There's another one there. Look. It just don't look right. Why do they think that looks good? Look. What is it? Do any of you think this actually looks good? Please tell me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. So there's pictures of various women here. Sally Roberts warned people, this in the Daily Mirror, warned people of the dangers of cosmetic surgery when she shared video of liquid oozing out of her swollen mouth. Oh, the mother said she had 1 millilitre. I don't know how much that is. That sounds like a very small amount to me. 1 millilitre of dermal filler injected at a reputable salon in a bid to plump her pout. They were fine initially, and I was happy with the result, she wrote on Facebook. Oh, there's some more here. Look. That is an actual person. It don't look like real, does it? It looks like one of those mannequins that you'd see in British home stores wearing a jacket or something like that, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't exist anymore, British home stores. Another one here. Look. Fellas, any of the straight lads who are watching the show today, does that do it for you? When you see a pair of lips like this, boys, does that do it for you? Any of the straight lads watching? Hey? Does that do it for you, those lips? Or do you think, oh my God, what does she look like? Huh? The story goes on, but the following morning, her lips had swelled to the point I couldn't eat, drink or talk properly, and I was in absolute agony. As her mouth continued to swell, Mrs. Roberts said she contacted her GP, who told her to go straight to A&E because she was at risk of going into anaphylactic shock. It's now thought she had a severe allergic reaction to the filler and acquired a nasty infection. That's what I say. You don't want yourself cut open or injected or anything unless you absolutely have to have it done and the doctor says you need it. After being in excruciating pain for days, with rock-hard, cracked, peeling, leaking lips, I'm now on the mend, thank God. I'm on steroids, antibiotics, anti-inflammatories and antihistamines and strong pain relief. If it hadn't improved by today, I was going to have to stay in hospital and go on a drip, but luckily the meds have started working. So there we are. I mean, those lips, to me, they're just awful. Awful. There's so many. You can't watch any of the American news programs and realise that almost all the and the blokes have had something done to their bloody faces. You know, I mean, that Angela Rippon. Can you see Angela Rippon having something like that done? No, I can't. Let's see what you're saying there. John says she looks like an inflatable lady. Oh, you've got one of those, have you, John? Don't smoke before you try and blow it up, dear. Katie Ann, not at all. It looks disgusting. Awful. Good morning to Rob Shaggy Kershaw. Morning, young Rob. Joanna's pleased she joined the show after I've sang. Thank you, Joanna. John doesn't like the look. No. John, quite rightly, says none of us are as good looking as you, Chris. Some of us need help. Dear. Please don't muck around with your bodies and have bits and pieces done. Oh, my word. Right, what else have we got here? Dead pets. Have you lost a pet recently? Here's an idea for you. Dogs and cats found dead on roads are being turned into environmentally friendly biofuel. Here's an idea for your dead pussy or your dead dog. Councils pass pet remains to rendering plants which boil them down to fat used in green alternatives to petrol and diesel for tractors, farm trucks and even planes. Animal welfare campaigners who say up to 250,000 cats a year die on UK roads expressed fury at the practice. Mandy Lau of Cats Matter, another story in the Mirror this morning, said it's a triple heartbreak for owners. First, they have to deal with the fact that their cat has been hit by a car. Secondly, it was left on the road. And third, the council has come and taken them away and turned them into diesel. Shouldn't laugh, dear. Shouldn't be laughing at this. Owners will be shocked and disgusted. These animals are family members. The process emerged when Veronica, 43, tried to trace her 1-year-old cat Gemini's remains. She said, the council told me that Gemini was broken down, chopped up and cooked and turned into biofuel. I felt physically sick. It was bad enough Gemini had died. To learn she had met the most gruesome of fates afterwards was absolutely disgusting. I wanted her back. I want you back. Da 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 da. I want you back. Don't tear us. Da da da. I want you back. Da da da. I wanted her back. I was going to cremate her and put her ashes on the mantelpiece. Derry City and Strabane Council said the remains were scanned to find an identifying chip, but as is often the case with roadkill, no chip was found and it was passed to a third party for rendering. Cats Matter wants councils to scan all dead pets for microchips so they can be returned to owners. So it's only your own fault, dear. Should have had it microchipped, shouldn't you? How are you supposed to? How are they supposed to know where it's come from? What do you want them to do? Knock on every single door in the town you live in, my dear? Huh? Should have had it microchipped. Oh, there you go. Wanted to save the 20 quid, didn't you, darling? It wants to change the law so drivers who hit a cat must stop. Well, you would stop, wouldn't you, if you hit a cat or any sort of animal? I never forget once I was driving home. It was near here. There's a long road sort of between the motorway and the town here. I say a long road, about 5 minutes long. But that's, at 60 mile an hour, that's quite a long road, I suppose. You travel quite a long distance in 5 minutes, wouldn't you? And I saw in front of me a car stop with its hazard lights, so I've slowed down. And there was a bloke in the road. Now, was he in the road or not? I think I can't. Do you know? I can't. It's so long ago now. I can't remember now. But he was holding this animal, and he can't have been. It had been too heavy. There was another bloke involved here, and I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember. Can't remember. But there was a deer who had obviously been knocked over. And it was on the side where the grass was. Someone had moved it onto the side where the grass was. And I stopped and I got out and it was still alive. And its leg was kind of hanging off. And I thought, oh. So I got down and I got down on the floor with that deer. I was so I thought, well, I don't know what to do. So I rang the police. And their answer was, oh, well, it's not classed as a pet, so we won't be coming out because that's his answer was it's not classed as a pet, so we won't be sending anyone else. We'll just report it to people to have it removed yesterday, but I won't be sending anyone else because that'll cost me 75 quid. Oh right, okay, mate. Oh well, and I remember saying, I said, well, what do I do? He said, well, you can just go home and leave it there. Oh, well, I'm not really happy at doing that. He said, well, it's up to you. You can stay there. He said, it sounds like it's on its way out. You can stay with it until it dies then if you want to. So I did. I stayed there stroking it and talking to it. And eventually it just stopped breathing, bless it. I couldn't just leave it there. I can just leave someone's cat or dog in the middle of the road dead. It's just horrible, isn't it? Don't you think? I suppose that's the correct way to do it, is it? I don't know, just drive on. Oh, no, you've got to stop for a little animal that. But I stayed with that deer, and I'm glad I did. Its little black eyes just looking at me while I was stroking it. So, yeah, awful. Let's have a look here. Have you heard... no, Rob. What's going to happen when they get older? Ooh. What, the cats? Morning to Michael Pullman. Morning to Weird City Citizen. An early Sunday show today. Just in from work. Oh, you need a bit of a rest, Weird City Citizen. You have a rest, my darling. You going to bed now? Bedtime for you. Good morning to JP. Morning, JP, who's in the house as well there. A film I want to go and see. Red Joan. The great Judi Dench. We bow down in her holy name. Judi Dench. Judi Dench has got a new film coming out. Just one sentence. A British woman becomes a Soviet spy, remaining undetected for over 50 years. So that's Judi Dench. And her new film, Red Joan, which I think comes out on the 19th. So what day is that? Oh, that's next Friday, isn't it? So I might try and go and see that maybe next Saturday afternoon if the weather's bad. I can't go to the cinema if the weather's nice, though. Do you do that? If the sun's out, I find it very difficult to go like into a dark cinema and watch a film. Red Joan, that's the new Dame Judi Dench thing there. Michael, what's going to happen when they get older? Oh, their lips. I don't know. I mean, does it go hard? Or they just look so stupid. There was a bloke I worked for. He kept getting his face done, his eyes and things like that. And he looks so much older than he should do now. Look at me, 56 years old. You wouldn't think it, would you? Be honest, boys and girls. 56 years. Look, not a single line on my face. There's no makeup, dear. No makeup. Makeup is for girls. I'm not a little girl. I'm identifying as a man today. Self-identifying. Katie said she couldn't leave a cat on the road to die. No, I couldn't do that. Couldn't just leave it. Adrian, there's lots of dead cats and dogs in the gym today. Yeah, which one are you? The dog or the cat? Can I suggest which one? It is sad, isn't it, JP? These poor little things that die on the road. I think I've hit a rabbit. I know I've hit a rabbit 3 or 4 times in my driving time, and you kind of, it's just awful. And there's no warning. Suddenly they jump out of the side. You haven't even seen them on the side. They jump out on the side, don't they, on the motorway? And you're not supposed to suddenly slam on your brakes or anything in case the people behind you hit you up the arse. Then you see. Terrible, really, terrible. What else have we got here? Oh, 9:20, yes. Oh, good news. If you like Liam Payne, I think he's quite nice looking, little Liam Payne, don't you? Bit quiet. He comes across as a quiet person, doesn't he? Liam Payne. Well, guess what? Naomi Campbell has dumped him. Good. Liam, she's doing you a favour, mate. You've had your little bit of fun. Now come and have a long-term relationship with me. Now, Naomi, 48. Oh, come on, she's older than 48, isn't she, Naomi Campbell? And she got the lips as well, hasn't she? Naomi Campbell. Here we go. Supermodel. Naomi Campbell has called off her romance with toy boy lover Liam Payne, with pals claiming she is tired of him. She got fed up. That's what used to happen to me, you see. 2 hours later, I'd be fed up with them. I'm sorry, that's just me. Or it was me at the time. Naomi, 48, and her 25-year-old Liam, shocking, dear, the age gap there, had appeared set to become new superstar couple, but now it's all over. You see, I think they just see celebrities. Oh, we would look good together. Well, that's not enough, I'm afraid. You need to be emotionally involved. Now, I think that myself and Liam could be emotionally involved. We could be emotionally involved. Do you think I should send him a little text? Would that work? Send him a little text. Say, I know you've tried a few women now. Cheryl Cole, Naomi Campbell. Perhaps he's going through all the Z-listers. I don't know. Now he wants to try, be a bit more gay with me. Come, knock on my door. Make it. He can have a nice dinner every night. Lovely cooked breakfasts. I'll look after him all right, dear. Don't you worry about that. Little Liam Payne. Perhaps someone out there might know him. You could send him a little message. There's a lovely man for you who does a daily chat show. A television superstar that you would want to meet. Something like that. A source said Naomi has taken the decision to let things fizzle out. She got bored with him. She's just not into Liam anymore and has cast him aside. Quite simply, she got a bit bored. He needs a bit of comfort. That's what he needs. Come to daddy, Liam. Come to daddy. He was always the more keen, slightly needy one. As far as she was concerned, they were never official an item anyway. It's always been very... Poor old Liam, dear. He needs looking after. There's a picture of them sitting there eating something that looks particularly vile. I don't know what that is. What is that she's eating? I don't know. Poor little Liam, bless his heart. Never mind. Onwards and upwards, Liam. I'm waiting for you here. Let's have a look there. Oh, let me scroll up. We're missing some people out here. There we are, Peter Lake. Good morning, Peter Lake in Woodall Spa. It's a lovely Sunday. Shining my daffodils are still up and running. Oh, we lost most of the daffodils around here now. Are you going to church today? Yes, 11 o'clock mass I'll be playing at this morning. So I'll leave here at around about 10 for that. I don't like to get there too early. Morning to Kershit. Good morning, Kershit. I was going to say the same thing. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Adrian is offended and upset. Oh, Christ. There's not a show that goes through now without Adrian becoming upset. I might have to continue watching you to see if you can be funny now. No funniness on here, Adrian. There's no funniness on this programme whatsoever. This programme is set up particularly to offend you. That is Adrian Richardson. The whole show has been set up to offend you, Adrian, and any other millennial that might be watching. That's really offensive. You should have heard some of the jokes last night, dear. We had an excellent drag queen, Victoria Sponge, last night. She's fantastic. Rob, any animal but a cat that you kill while you're driving, you must stop by law, says Rob. If there is no witness or pet animal owners around, you have to report it to the police. Oh, look at this. I ran over a dog by accident about 2 years ago and confirm it's one of the most distressing moments of your life when you do it. Yes, it is. But it probably wasn't your fault, Rob. I bet that dog just suddenly ran out across the road, didn't it? And can confirm it's one of the most distressing moments. The owner was there and saw it happen. The dog ran out into the middle of the road. It was 8-month-old pug that had escaped. Even though the owner was there, I still wanted to report it to the police just to cover my backside. Yeah, yes. Katie, I run over the children's cat one day. I thought it would die. It's just horrible. Oh, it is. And 9 times out of 10, it's not your fault. Suddenly, this animal has darted across the road for no reason. Very same. Very sad. Adrian, have they got a new piece of equipment at the gym? The K-Cake weight machine. I'm on it. I've never heard of that. The K-Cake weight machine. Never heard of it. I don't know what that does. It sounds particularly vicious. My most unfavourite machine in the gym was that rowing thing. Oh, my God. That is painful. The rowing machine. Pulling this thing going backwards and forwards. You don't even get anywhere. That's the thing with stuff in gyms, isn't it? You go on those bikes or on those rowing machines, you pull as hard as you can, you're on there for half an hour and you still haven't got anywhere. JP, when I was in Bahrain, I picked up a wounded dove. I nursed it back to life, drove it up the road and let him go. Let it go. Let it go. A blooming great lorry came along and flattened it to death. True story, I was so upset. Sorry, JP. Dear me. Yeah, Michael says it all. Me and you are meant to be older guys. The better the younger. Yeah, I'm sure it is. JP ran over his wife and she got up, so I reversed back over the cow. Very sensible. Over on text messages, we've got a couple of texts here from Simon, who says, I've got a new girlfriend called Peg. I met her online. Thank you, Simon. All right, let's do today's birthdays. We can't overrun today, gang, because I shall not be in my position properly at 10 o'clock on time, or 11 o'clock rather. Happy birthday. Oh, yesterday's birthdays and today's birthdays, okay, because we weren't here yesterday. Happy birthday on this Sunday, the 14th of April 2019 to Kiki D. Not that one. Not that one. Kiki D, happy birthday to you. Becky Petro McNabb, happy birthday to you. Conrad Guest, good morning, Conrad. Liam Trixie Licks Power Free. Good morning, Liam. Happy birthday. Are you the one in Gran Canaria who I did the voiceover for in your show? Some years ago that was, wasn't it? Mark Siddle. Good morning. Mark Siddle, 54 years old today. I worked with him in mainly in the Penny Farthing, which is not there in Hammersmith anymore. And then he became area manager as well. Lovely chap. Good morning, Mark. Happy birthday to you, 54. Donna Veach is 46 years old today. Sue Ruscombe Poole. Good morning, Sue. Happy birthday. Wayneofakind Gibson. Good morning, Wayneofakind. And Nick Goldman. Good morning, Nick. You're growing up to be a very good-looking person, aren't you, Nick? Happy birthday to you, Nick Goldman. That's today's birthdays. Yesterday's birthdays, gang. That's Saturday, the 13th of April 2019. It was Paul Gallagher's birthday. He pops into the pub now and again. Good morning, Paul. 43? Come on, Paul. No, I don't believe you're 43. Aren't you older than me? Or near my age, even? Happy birthday, Paul. Andrew Bossert, good morning. DJ, hello, Andrew. Happy birthday. Adam Phillip, yesterday was 27 years old today. Coelho Morandi was 25 yesterday. Julie Page, lovely Julie Page, 53 years old yesterday. Joss is in Australia. Joss Longan, 30 years old yesterday. He used to come and sing at the karaoke at Belushi's in London Bridge and became a good friend of mine. Happy birthday for yesterday, Joss. NcKenzie Clark Hathaway, it was his birthday yesterday. Damian Gregorski, 41 yesterday. Domonic Forbes, hello Dominic. Loving the glasses you're wearing there. He's got those glasses with like the slats on there. 50 years old yesterday. And Alf Short was 50. I think that's Julie, isn't it? Alf Short, Julie Page, was, as I say, 53 years old yesterday. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Peter says, can you say hello to Daniel Lake? Good morning, Danny. Hello to Daniel Lake this morning. Rob, you might be onto something. Tell all the gyms to start using green screens. That way you can watch your session back and feel like you have cycled around a city of your choice. I think you can do that in some gyms. Can't you put something on the little screen in front of you and it looks like you're cycling somewhere? But the trouble is they're small screens, so it's a bit difficult to actually believe. Well, you need a big surround screen, don't you? So you can only see what's in front of you. I like the sound of that. All right. Okie doke, boys and girls, that's it for the show today. Thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday. I need to get myself ready and get my books and things together, have a little practice downstairs. Might have another lovely cup of tea before I go off to play the organ later. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning here on Facebook Live or YouTube or Periscope. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.